Luckily, this video didn't cost us anything either. So I was mentioning that from time to time we have volunteers that go to NECO and spend time with our kids. We're lucky to have one.
And I am a rising senior in high school, and I've been a Girl Scout for the past 11 years. And if any of you guys are familiar with Girl Scouts, the highest award you can do is called the Girl Scout Gold Award. It's the chance we get to finally make a difference in the world. So in order to do this project, I really wanted to reach out for my local community and make a difference in the world. I spent a lot of time doing research. Trust me, it took me about 3 months going through a variety of different organizations and charities to find the perfect one to partner with. And through all my research, the NECO home is the perfect one for me to work with. So that's the one I partnered with for my project. I really wanted to work with an organization not only that has a site in the US, but also internationally, that helps children, because children are a big part of my life, and I love to give back to the community. So I went to the NECO home this past week. I just got back on Wednesday, and I have a little presentation that kind of recaps my experience and how I felt over there. So, right here's our presentation. And before I start, I'd just like to say, there are about 30 kids over there, and when I first got there, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to remember everyone's names, but I had so much fun with the kids that I didn't even have to try, and while I was watching the videos, I was smiling each time I saw a new child, and I remembered the comments they made to me and their names, and before I left, they all gave me little cards, so I just had those coming back in my mind. So that was a great video, yeah. So to start off, it's a pretty long flight from here. The orphanage is located in Kathmandu, Nepal, but luckily the orphanage is not super duper in the crowded area of Kathmandu. The orphanage is actually located on this nice, lush and green hill away from the hustle bustle of the city. So we took like about a drive that went up the mountain, and the scenery is beautiful. Here's a picture of the view from the balcony over there, and you can see it's overlooking the beautiful, lush city in Nepal. So when we got there, the children are amazing. They are great. But of course, that can't be done without the help of amazing staff. They have cooks, they have office staff, and they have caretakers, all of whom work at the NECO home not for the money, not for the job, but because they truly care about the children. You can tell by talking to the staff members that they are here because they have a connection with the children, and that really, really was very apparent from the moment we stepped onto the campus. There was never-ending love and appreciation, not only from the children, but from the staff and from the home itself. You totally felt a connection, and we never felt like we were outsiders. The moment we stepped through the gates, we were a part of the NECO family. So to go through my presentation, I'm just going to go through kind of like a daily schedule of what the children go to. So every morning, they wake up and they take martial arts practice. There's a local martial arts instructor who comes over and teaches the children martial arts. This is great because not only is it a great physical activity, it's also an amazing bonding experience for the children. They wake up, they're fresh in the morning, and they get their blood pumping, and they're ready for the day. So after their martial arts practice, it's time for breakfast. Before every meal, the children count their prayers, and it's so amazing to see how thankful they are for everything they have. The children have experienced great loss, but they're always so joyful and thankful for everything they have an opportunity to have. Here's an example of a typical meal. The children all eat together, and the children are talking to each other and going over events of their day. And the food over there is fantastic. The cooks make sure the children get balanced meals that have carbs, vegetables, protein, dairy, anything a growing child would need is covered over here. After that, it's time for the children to go to school. They get ready, and they're gone from about 8 to 4:30 in the afternoon. Once they come back, they freshen up, and it's time to do homework. The children are very good at physical activities, but they're also amazing students. A lot of them are top marks in their class. Another great thing is that the children love to work together. Older children are called seniors, and often the seniors are helping the younger children called juniors with their homework and with other activities as well. Of course, children love to eat snacks. So every afternoon there's snack time for the kids. Here is an example of one of the snacks we had when we went there. It's a local Nepalese food called kazas, and so we got the experience to try them, and they were delicious. And everything is homemade from scratch in the kitchen. After that, the children have some free time. They like to do activities such as practice their martial arts and spend time with the local animals on the campus. Here's Pinky and Tommy, the two resident dogs. And there's also adorable bunnies and a rooster. One of the most incredible things I discovered while there was that the children work together, but they also have an opportunity to develop their own personal interests and grow as an individual. For example, this young girl, her name is Kriti, she loves to draw. This is a picture of one of her favorite dolls, and she's always drawing. She lost both of her parents at a very young age and only has one photograph of them remaining, but she will constantly be redrawing the same photo over and over of her parents. So when you go near her room, you see tons of beautiful drawings that she makes every day. This girl's name is Anusa. She loves to do yoga, so here's her showing me some of her favorite yoga poses. So she's often teaching the younger children different ways to do activities. And one thing that the children have in common is they love to dance. Every single child there loves to dance. So they often make up their own dances, and the rest of the children sit and quietly watch them. And a lot of times, pretty soon, everyone is joining in, and everyone is up and running around. It's great. Another great thing is that the older children help the younger children. For example, over here on the side, we have a girl named Choki. She's a high schooler, and she choreographed an entire dance and was teaching it to the younger kids, and they were having a blast. Now it goes on to what I experienced when I was there. So here's a picture of me with the children, and I feel like this picture totally encapsulates the entire environment. Everyone is open and welcoming, and you immediately feel like you are a part of the family. When I went there for my Girl Scout project, I wanted to help children relieve stress in their lives, and the way I decided to do this was through yoga and through arts and crafts. So first I ran workshops with the younger children. They were all so positive and so excited to see me. It was an amazing experience. They were all very attentive and very, very well behaved. You would think that even the younger children might get a little restless, but they were listening to everything I said, and they were very, very well behaved. They enjoyed it immensely, doing the quiet yoga, but kids are kids, and we love to have fun. So we played a bunch of games too. I taught them a bunch of games, but my favorite part was learning games from them. In a matter of minutes, they had taught me some of their favorite local Nepalese games, and we were playing them. And they're definitely games I'm going to be teaching to my sister and her friends because they were amazing. Now on to the older kids. The older kids are equally as amazing as the younger kids. Here we are practicing some yoga, and they love to help the younger kids as well. They give their full efforts to everything they do. They always give their 100%. We also played a game which is called Yogi Yogi Go. It's similar to Duck Duck Goose in America, except when you get tagged by the person who's it, you come in the middle and you do a yoga pose. So everyone was smiling and having a great time. We did a lot of arts and crafts because the children there are so creative. They may have limited resources, but that doesn't affect their creativity. They love to express themselves in any way they can. I decided to use very local and sustainable materials during my projects that could be found nearby so the children could carry on even after I was gone from the orphanage. So here I am showing them how to make popsicle stick flowers, popsicle stick airplanes, and popsicle stick harmonicas. I also showed them how to do origami, which was an amazing arts and crafts activity for them because even after the origami paper is out, they can use any paper they have lying around. And here's a picture of a child. Her name is Melina, and she is very, very proud of the origami piano she made. So this kind of leads to the conclusion of my presentation. I just wanted to go over the main things that I took away from the NECO home. It was that You feel very welcomed and you feel like you're immediately a part of the community. You are never ever left alone or onto yourself. There's always things going on. You're never bored. There's always something going on. And the children are always so happy and so grateful for everything that we do. I had such an unforgettable experience over there, and I definitely can't wait to go back sometime. Thank you.